What up, guys? Welcome back to Monday Movie Reviews. Sorry, it's been a while. A lot of changes, a lot of things going on. But I want to go back to making these Monday movie reviews. And I have your request while I was gone, so I'm going to do some more of these in the future. But today, we are talking about Bill and Ted Face the Music because I saw that last night. I actually paid for it. I rented it on PlayStation Store. And I actually was considering going to the Mission Tiki Drive-In in Pomona because they were offering the movie for 10 bucks. But you can reserve tickets. You can only show up an hour before. It's basically, you know, first come, first serve. Maybe do a vlog about drive-in movies, but I don't think I can film at a drive-in movie because it's like a movie, basically. And let me know if you want to see that. The Mission Tiki Drive-In over in Pomona are still doing drive-in movies. They have double features this week with Bill and Ted and Spider-Man Far From Home. Really cool. That's how about Bill and Ted Face the Music. It's been, wow, it's not since 1991, I believe, is when the last Bill and Ted movie came out. Since that movie, there has been a failed pilot. There's also been animated series. I remember watching the animated series when I was a kid. I wasn't like a huge fan of it, but Bill and Ted, you know, growing up, you saw the reruns a lot on TV. Some of us own the movies, but a lot of us seen the movies a lot who grew up in that era. I've always loved Bill and Ted. It's always been kind of just a fun movie to watch. It's always been more comedic and goofy compared to the other time traveling movies, so that's something you can always enjoy from Bill and Ted. But flash forward now to 2020, Bill and Ted are in their 50s. They have 2 daughters. They haven't created the one song that unites the world yet. So that is all the stuff that happened in the last, because like you watch the last movie and you're like, well, that was the ending, you know? They show a montage of them succeeding their careers as wild stallions, you know. Death even left the band for a little bit, you know, like they show these little newspaper clippings of their future. They find a way in this new movie to explain that and how it still happened. So I'm not gonna spoil it for you. It's actually pretty realistic for any, you know, musician who's had a successful career, you know, back in the 90s to now. So I can make sense of where the story goes with those characters. But off the bat, it's great to see Keanu and Alex Winter's back together again. You'd think that surfer boy shtick looks stupid in your 50s, and it does. But with them together, their chemistry kind of, like, hey, Bill and Ted are back and they're in their 50s, and this is kind of exactly who they are in their 50s. It's not really who you would expect them to be mature adults. They're still Bill and Ted, you know? Alex Winter definitely looks his age. Keanu still looks good, but he looks 50, you know? I never realized how much his beard covers up his age, because like once he shaved, he did look a bit older from, you know, his usual John Wick look. Sadly, George Carlin is no longer back. I think it's Kristen Schilling. She is the, I could be wrong, but we're at the right name right here. She's one of the voices of Bob's Burgers. She's a very popular actress. I've seen her in a lot of work. She's in The Last Man Standing. Last Man on Earth, not Last Man Standing. Last Man on Earth. She's one of the voices on Gravity Falls and Bob's Burgers. She plays George Carlin's daughter, Rufus's daughter in this. So it's nice to have that connection to Rufus. There's even a homage to him, so that's really cool. There's not a lot of throwbacks to the old movies. There are a few, but not like a lot where some sequels will like heavy-handedly give you, remember this, you know? You really get to see multiple timelines. So I think that's a real fun gimmick to use. They're not only saving time, they're saving all of reality. I can see how some people wouldn't like this movie. If you're not a Bill and Ted fan, you're probably not gonna like the movie. If you just love the characters, they don't look the same, but they really do act the same. It's funny how at 50 they look so strange, but they really commit to who Bill and Ted are, who they were and who they are in their 50s. So I think Keanu and Alex did a great job of revisiting those characters and showing you what would they look like in the 50s, or how they'd be in their 50s as though with two teenage daughters. Now let's talk about the daughters. The 2 young ladies playing Bill and Ted's daughters, I believe it's Willema and Theodora. So that's Bill and Ted. So basically they're still Bill and Ted, or Billy and Teddy, but they're their daughters. At first, I was a little turned off by the actress playing Ted's daughter, Bill. I saw a lot of the trailers and I was like, oh, here's a girl doing like a Keanu impression. It's kind of cringy. I think the full commitment she went with it in the whole movie itself, it actually started becoming a lot better than the girl playing Bill's daughter, who's Ted. She's Australian, and sometimes her Australian accent would slip in. I noticed a lot, actually. She didn't come off like Bill as much. Bill Preston Esquire. Besides her being blonde and blue-eyed, you know, there wasn't, it's like when a pretty girl tries to act high, that's what she came off as. The girl that plays Ted's daughter, who, you know, has the same kind of hair color and skin tone, but she does this like vacant stare that Keanu does, you know, like, so, but she commits to it, and it just seemed, it's funny, I thought it was too much at first. It came full into its own when you see her throughout the entire movie. Like, yeah, that's Ted's kid, you know, like you could tell. I went from really being annoyed by the girls to actually really finding them charming towards the end. They have a beeline plot that is integral to the ending, and I'm not gonna spoil it for you, you know. I really think you should watch it yourself. But it's not like a big spoilery movie how it ends. I think the payoff when you get to the end, it is kind of a love letter and a final, I don't want to say farewell to the characters, but like, if this is an entire trilogy, I think it closes that trilogy pretty well. Because to see where those characters have started to where they are now, the state of their world, you know. And honestly, right now, with so much stuff going on, there's a very simple joy of just seeing a story where, you know, basically the world is united through music. The political or government involved, really music that unites the world, because we all enjoy music. Everyone finds joy in music and rhythm and just hearing, you know, harmonies. Everybody in the world enjoys music. So having that as the uniting factor, is it believable? Maybe not, but also maybe it is, because think about it. People travel the world to go to amazing music festivals, to see artists, you know, whatever walk of life you are, the music speaks to you, you know? So I guess to have that reverberate around the world, to unite it, that's admirable. And accomplishing that, I really enjoy the movie. Would I watch it again? I might have a second or third watch. I believe the original movies are the ones I would probably watch more. It's because I just remember seeing them in continuous reruns as a kid. But this movie is good. It's worth a watch. If you're fans of Bill and Ted and you're bored on a weekend with your girlfriend or with family, you know, just pop it in. You know, it's $20, but it's a good rental. It's a great watch. It's great to see these characters back. I love Keanu. You don't see Alex Winter much because he actually is producing and directing a lot of great documentaries. Check out his IMDb. Love his films around there. But to see them back as their characters and really do a really good job of being Bill and Ted in their 50s, I have to commend them for committing and just having a good time. It's great to see these characters back as adults for just one fun romps. You know, it's not a perfect movie. It's not a bad movie. But it's a fun one. I think if you're a Bill and Ted fan, I think it's worth the watch. So you decide, check it out. Is it worth facing COVID over? I wouldn't say so. But I definitely think it's worth streaming and renting. So check it out on whatever platform you have. That's my opinion, guys. Thanks for watching. What do you think? What should we watch next? Let me know. We're back. I'll see you in the next review.